Thousands of years ago there were no pets. No dogs, no cats, no cows, no horses. Only wild animals all over the planet. Humans did not create animals. They slowly changed them through thousands of years by selecting the calmest, the strongest, or the most useful. This process is called artificial selection. People chose certain animals and allowed them to have babies. Over and over for thousands of years. That is how wild wolves became dogs. Wild cats became house cats, and river fish became goldfish. The oldest friend of humans is the dog. All dogs come from one animal, the gray wolf. People didn't take wolf babies and force them to behave. The process was natural. Some wolves were braver and less aggressive. They came closer to human camps to eat leftover food. Bones, meat scraps, anything they could find. These wolves survived more easily than those who were afraid. Over generations they became calmer, friendlier, and more connected to humans. Humans realized that wolves could warn them about danger and help with hunting. Then they started choosing wolves with special traits. Fast wolves turned into hunting dogs, strong wolves became guard dogs, and smaller calmer dogs became companions. Much later, decorative dog breeds appeared, like Chihuahuas, Pomeranians, and Pugs. All of them still share DNA with wolves even if they look nothing alike. Cats have a different story. Humans did not domesticate cats. Cats domesticated themselves. When humans began farming and storing grain, mice became a big problem. The African wildcat came to hunt those mice. People didn't chase them away, because the cats protected their food storage. Cats got food, humans got fewer mice. Everyone benefited. For thousands of years cats stayed half-wild. Only later did people start paying attention to unusual kittens. Some had long fur. Some had unusual colors. Some had no fur at all. These natural mutations became breeds like Persian cats, Siamese cats, and SPHYNX cats. Cows descend from a massive wild animal called the aurochs. Aurochs were much larger and more aggressive than modern cows. Early humans hunted them for meat, but later they began keeping the calmest ones for milk and work. Over centuries, cows became smaller, calmer, and easier to control. People bred cows for different purposes. Some were bred to produce more milk, like the Holstein cow. Others were bred for meat, like the Angus cow. Cows changed human history because they provided meat, milk, leather, and helped with farm work. Horses were not always big and strong. Millions of years ago, horse ancestors were small, about the size of a dog, and had multiple toes instead of hooves. They lived in forests. When the climate changed and forests turned into open land, horses needed to run faster to survive. Their legs became longer, their bodies stronger, and their toes fused into hooves. Humans first hunted horses, but later realized that a living horse was far more valuable. Horses carried people, pulled heavy loads, and changed travel and war forever. Fast horses were bred for riding and racing, strong horses for work, and elegant horses for ceremonies. Pigs come from wild boars. Wild boars are very intelligent, strong, and can be aggressive. But they love food. The calmer boars began eating near human camps. Over time, these boars became less afraid of people. Humans bred pigs that grew faster and gained more weight. This made pigs one of the best animals for meat production. Chickens originated from wild jungle birds in India. Interestingly, chickens were first domesticated not for eggs or meat, but for rooster fighting. Later, people began selecting hens that laid more eggs and birds that grew bigger for meat. This created egg breeds, meat breeds, and even decorative chickens kept only for their appearance. Rabbits were domesticated quite late by monks in Europe. During certain religious fasting periods, rabbit meat was allowed, so monks began breeding them. They selected rabbits that reproduced quickly or had thicker fur. Later, people bred small cute rabbits and created decorative pet breeds. Hamsters became pets very recently. In 1930, a scientist found a small family of hamsters in the wild and brought them to a laboratory. Almost all pet hamsters today come from that one family. Later, they were bred for different fur colors, sizes, and temperament. Goldfish were one of the first decorative animals in history. Their ancestor is a simple silver carp from rivers in Asia. In ancient China, People once caught a carp with golden coloring. Instead of eating it, they started breeding only the golden ones. Over hundreds of years, goldfish developed new shapes, long tails, and bright orange colors. Every domestic animal was once wild. None were created by humans. Humans only guided evolution by choosing traits they liked or needed. Calm wolves became dogs. Independent wildcats became house companions. Giant aurochs became cows. This process shows how strong nature is and how connected humans are to the animal world.